He twisted your words again. And somehow you're the one apologizing again. You replay the conversation in your head, trying to find the moment you messed up. It's not there because you didn't. He just flipped the whole thing on you. And the longer you sit in the spin, the more you start to doubt what you know happened. That's not confusion. That's control. I'm Soke, a father of 3 daughters. I teach a system called evidence-based thinking, EBT, to protect them and hundreds of women from relationship regrets. One of my daughters kept making the same mistake with different men, but ended up in the same kind of pain. The other was just starting to date. Hope wasn't enough for them. It won't be enough for you. In this video, I'll show you how to stop a manipulator in mid-spin without yelling, without begging, and without second-guessing yourself ever again. There are 3 tools you'll know by the end of this video. First, a question that pins him to the truth. Second, a way to lock his words in place. Third, a simple log that ends the "you imagine it" game for good. Because if you don't have these, you'll keep losing ground in every argument. Not because you're wrong, but because you're unarmed. And every time you let him twist the truth, you lose more of your voice and he gains more control. Here's how it happens. You bring up something that hurts you. He doesn't answer the point. He answers your tone. You ask him why he ghosted you for 3 days, and he says, "You're being dramatic." You say, "That made me feel ignored." He says, "You're always thinking the worst of me." Now you're off topic. Now you're explaining yourself. Now you're the problem. EBT teaches if he is changing the subject, he's dodging the truth. This is not confusion. That's a strategy. As long as he keeps you spinning, you won't notice he never takes responsibility for his actions. And when you finally break down and apologize, that's not giving peace. That's giving him control. You didn't fall for the wrong guy because you were naive. You fell because no one taught you how to filter behavior with evidence. That's what this book does. If you've ever said, "I should have seen it, he was so consistent at first, maybe I was overreacting," then Stop Guessing and Dating was written for you. This isn't just another dating checklist. It's based on a system I taught my daughters to stop second guessing themselves and start trusting the evidence in front of them. It's not about being more guarded. It's about being more grounded. And the moment you read it, something in you will finally say, "I knew it. I just didn't know how to name it." Download the book now. It's free for the first 100 people. After that, it becomes a paid product. EBT doesn't just help you see it. It gives you the tools to shut it down. Here's how. 1. Ask him to repeat your question before he answers. Why? Because people who twist your words need you to forget what you asked. So the next time he tries to dodge or redirect, say, "What was the question you heard me ask?" This pins him to the topic and blocks the spin before it even starts. 2. Restate and confirm what he says. If he says, "I didn't mean to hurt you," you respond with, "So are you saying you didn't see your silence as hurtful? Is that correct?" EBT teaches, restate, confirm, lock his words in place. Now he's locked into his answer. No more backpedaling. No more, "That's not what I meant." 3. Keep an evidence log as a tool, not a weapon. People who manipulate the story depend on you forgetting the details, so you write them down. On January 3rd, he said. On January 8th, he denied saying it. Now you have a record, not just a memory. EBT doesn't rely on emotions. It builds receipts. And once you start tracking the pattern, you stop chasing the conversation. Let me tell you about one of my clients. We'll call her Shania. Every disagreement ended with her crying, then apologizing. He told her she was too emotional, that she always brought up the past, that she needed to calm down so they can talk like adults. So she did. She lowered her voice, she stayed calm, she walked on eggshells, but somehow it always ended the same way. You're twisting what I said, so we mapped it out. She used the same 3 tools I just gave you. The next time he tried to flip the story, she asked him to repeat her question. Then she repeated his answer back to him, and she logged it. 2 weeks later, when he denied everything, she pulled out her phone, read it word for word to herself, and when she looked at me, she said, I finally felt like I had power again. That's what EBT does. It doesn't just calm the chaos, it breaks the cycle. Now, let's see what you took away from this. Take this quick quiz. Drop your answers in the comments, and I'll reveal the correct ones in the next video. Question 1. What is the purpose of asking someone to repeat your question before they answer? A, to give them more time to think. B, to test their memory. C, to prevent dodging or twisting your words. Or D, to make them feel heard. Number 2. Why is restating what someone said and confirming accuracy an effective strategy? A, it makes the conversation more polite. B, it proves you're a good listener. C, it locks them into their own words. Or D, it avoids emotional confrontation. Number 3, what does the evidence-based thinking EBT approach recommend you should do? A, record conversations secretly. B, keep an evidence log. C, avoid emotional arguments. Or D, confront the narcissist directly. Number 4, why is the evidence log helpful when dealing with the narcissist behavior? A, it helps improve your memory. B, it proves your emotional state. C, it prevents manipulations of past conversations. Or D, it allows you to confront them with facts in the moment. Number 5, what is the overall goal of the techniques discussed in this video? A, to maintain emotional distance. B, to establish understanding and prevent narrative shifting. C, to create trust and bonding. Or D, to improve general communication skills. You were never taught how to protect yourself from your own hope. Hope is why you let him do less while you did more. Hope is why you lowered your standards just to keep the connection. Hope is why you stayed quiet when you should have spoken up. But hope without evidence, that's how you lose yourself. Now that you know better, it's time to do the work. Not to become less emotional, not to fix yourself, but to get your power back. To trust what you already know and stop handing that trust to people who haven't earned it. You don't have to do it by yourself. This session is a space where you stop spinning and start deciding with evidence, not emotion. No more waiting to be chosen. No more trying to prove your worth. No more guessing. Book your one-on-one session. Let's do the work together. And this time, we're doing it with evidence. To the daughters, you were calm. You were patient. You kept trying to be the better communicator. You thought being calm would bring peace. But every time he twisted your words, you lost a little more of your voice. Now you're tired, not from yelling, from explaining. And the more he is allowed to spin the truth, it weakens you and strengthens him. But you don't need him to admit it. You just need to stop doubting what you already know. Because the more he avoids the truth, the more power he needs to steal from you to do it. EBT puts that power back in your hands. You don't need to chase the truth. You document it. Let the evidence lead the way. This was just one part of a 7-part series on dealing with narcissists. Click to keep learning the system and become the woman no one can manipulate again.